with you guys. And very nice talking to you guys. All right. So,
We're very happy to.
the lecture here today. Actually, I have a four steps so for our lectures.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh,
So, do
for
you
the
mean are we going to have 4 times of this course?
Yeah, luckily, hopefully, if you have
Okay.
time to join, that will
Yeah.
be my pleasure.
Yes. Okay. Do we have the chance to watch that you're recording if we forgot some part of that?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. For the procedure, we are going to meet for later on the coming lectures.
Hmm?
Here's something that we'll see later. I will introduce you from this topic. But
Mm-hmm.
before I share the lectures, the procedures, let's see. Usually, I start the class with a game. I call it introduction, and I
Mm-hmm.
have lots of games for the students. And this
Mm-hmm.
could be one of my favorites. And the student need to, excuse me, as you can see, the student need to tell the word from the picture.
Mm-hmm. A pilot?
And yeah, hello, here is Jack the pirate. He's got a very nice saber. So
Mm-hmm.
the student need to tell me which is the saber, either in Chinese or in English. So some student might say, "Oh, knife." Some student might say, "刀子," but that should be fine. So we just click the picture,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes to the next one, and go on. And the
Mm-hmm.
students do enjoy this game, and me
Oh.
too. Yeah. So after probably 3 to 5 minutes for this introduction, and we move to our body part. As we all know, when we try to write a composition and article as well, we'll have three very important steps. They are introduction, body, and conclusion. It's actually like the things we are going to see here today. As you can see, we just see the introduction part and the body
Mm-hmm.
part. And later on, I will introduce things I'm going to share with you
Mm-hmm.
guys and move to the conclusion part. So
Mm-hmm.
let's move to the body part for this topic. For the body part, usually I will have a general introduction to tell you the history, the background, why we have an online kind of a draft for our topic. And
Mm-hmm.
here come, and later on we go to the helper. I will introduce you some useful tips. Yeah, some teachers ask me, what is Google Meet? And some teachers even ask me, I don't know where to start. And so for this very, to me, I know that kind of questions actually tell something to me. They are afraid of computers. Yeah. Um, I was there maybe 5 years ago. I I was even mocked by young people who know computers a lot. So the reason I'm holding the lecture even for dividing into four times because I really want to help our teachers to be at least in the beginning not to be afraid of computers, so network as well. So I would tell as detailed as possible, as easiest, as simplest as possible, how to start up an online teaching. Then we move to the next part, that is material.
Mm-hmm.
To build up the material, the database is I can say that is strongest point to me. while I teach. And I will tell you the details when we move to the material. So if we have a chance, I would like to have one of you to be my student. I will give you a very brief demo. And then, if possible, if you like to give me the chance to see your demo after my demo, I probably, and as well as the other teachers in our lecture, to give you advice on your demo. And of course, you can give me your advice on the first demo when I'm doing that. And finally, I will call it rehearsal. I think this is very unique. The things I'm telling you, the things I'm sharing, I did it 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. At that time, I had an idea. I would like to advise our teachers once they finish training lessons to have a rehearsal. The rehearsal usually happened in the reality. The teachers should go to a school to have a half-year training rehearsal time without gaining any payment from the school. I probably should be one of them, but I quit. I didn't do the rehearsal, and I came to this online teaching. I created a company in that time. So I was trying to think, to imagine, what if a teacher really wanted to have a rehearsal online? How could she or he to do that? So this is my draft idea. Of course, I did it before. I will try to do it again and continue doing so. I will have the teacher, once he or she finished demo, come to my class, join my class. And usually in my class, it lasts 50 minutes. So I probably spare 10 minutes of the 50 for the teacher who wants to do a rehearsal in my class. In that kind of a real or simulated situation, the teacher, I do believe, will feel very differently from the demo part. So if we do it once, we do it 2 times, twice, maybe sometimes, the rehearsal comes very close to a real situation before the teacher teaches. So through this procedure, I would say I might help our teachers a little. So let's see our general introduction. That will be number 1 later on. So I will share some news with you guys and tell you what I'm doing when I'm teaching. And for next, I would, like I said, I will help tell some helpers and material, lectures, demo, and your demo, if you would like to do, and rehearsal, things like that. And now the things you're sharing, that is something I do with my students too. In the beginning, I try to make the class interesting. So that will be the topic. The first priority will be interest. So from that part of thinking, I was trying to input some games and the flags like you are looking at. The flags, as well as the cultures, are very interesting part, but sometimes it's inclusive. It's not included in the class. But this thing will be like a pause, a break time, and even it is kind of a thing to draw the intimacy, to fill in the gap, or to attract students' attention back into the class. I would call it's a pretty useful tool. I had collected about 80 flags, 80 countries. And I could say for each flag and the country are included some stories, some backgrounds, some knowledge, some interesting facts for the students. And for this function of flags, recently I have found another function. Excuse me. Yes.
I think that in class you introduce the flags, and then you can telling some story about the country or some history about it. That's quite good for the student to link into the world, to have some that's to let them to have the ambition, want to explore the world. I think
Yes.
that's a good idea.
Thank you. And recently, I have found some more useful function, which is that, in some of my classes, we pay a lot of attention on tests. But some of the parents and the students, they are not coming here for the tests. They want their kids, students want themselves to be comprehensive on listening, reading, speaking, and writing, 4 skills. But it's not really easy because all the students come here are suggested with only one time class weekly and one 50-minute class weekly. And within that short time, we really near possibility to finish all the things. But so it's really difficult for me not to speak Chinese in the class to explain, especially the grammar part. Well, flags do play a very key role now. I would tell the students, the parents as well, in my class, divided into the 3 parts: introduction, body, and conclusion, especially in the introduction for the game. And for the flag part, we both need to, the teacher and the student need to speak English. You can see for English learning, sometimes it is very serious, especially when we speak of test preparation. And the most interesting part will be the game part and the flag part. And we hold these 2 key points over here. And this, of course, we know the students want to enjoy games and they want to have something interesting. And they want to enjoy that. And we hold their key points and we say, okay, you have to speak English. So that is a kind of a deal. We hold that kind of a tension part I don't know how to exactly to tell what I'm thinking, but I know these two key points play a very important role to to encourage students to speak English. And I don't believe I have ever received a negative response from the students. These two elements are very welcome in class. So I do encourage.
May I have a question?
Yes, please.
Yes, you said that you will encourage the student to speak English in the class, and the student, they will accept it and never say negative. But sometimes they will feel they don't have the ability. Then how will they to perceive that?
So are you talking about the two elements, the game and the flags, or not?
Maybe in your material part, or in the material part, actually, it didn't ask your student to
Oh,
have the dialogue with you, to have the conversation with you, or to
mm,
reply your question.
okay, thank you. This remind me uh, something similar to what happened to the class I had yesterday. My student doesn't want to speak anything, answer any question. Very easy, even a very easy question like this. Okay, for example, he walks to school, and I asked, no, a very easy question like, okay, give me an apple, an apple. You know, this student is at seventh grade, and she
Mm-hmm.
has learned English for some time. Yeah, many
Mm-hmm.
years actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she knows the question, but she doesn't just want to open her mouth to try to speak. So first thing, okay, psychologically, of course, I encourage her, but still she doesn't want to speak. So I listed some. Let me share the notes I took in the class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the example, an apartment. I asked her why we have an N here, and
Mm-hmm.
everything becomes so silent after the question. And I say, okay, then I tell her, here are the some things I can tell you. So you can't just say because because A. I wrote it wrong. Yeah, she didn't ask me. This is wrong. I should write because A. Yeah, A is apartment, the letter A. Or, oh, because A is a vowel, the first letter of a blah, 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 blah. Things like that. I have several steps to encourage her. No need to be afraid making mistakes. Okay. So in conclusion, I would advise them from the easiest way to tell the answer. This is something I can do. And the other thing I can do, sometimes I just calm myself down and close my eyes. And I think from my experience, I have so many things to try to ask them to speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this student, maybe the other student, I don't remember. I just encourage the student say, okay, whenever you walk on the street, take a look at the things beside you, the environment beside you, trying to tell yourself. You tell yourself you don't need to be shy because you're speaking to yourself. What you see in front of you, around you, even we have a picture on the test paper. I can I can tell them, okay, yeah, if I like to, if we really like to have a very regular patterns, or yeah, like a many. students want to learn in a very fastest way, easiest way, sometimes I will tell them, okay, in a very easy way, in Chinese we always say 人事时地物. In English, we will say, okay, what, when, where, who, blah, 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 things like the WH words. So you can start from those WH words and telling you speaking to yourself what you see in the picture, in the environment, and even this sentence, I live in an apartment, a sentence like this. Yeah, it's really difficult. I know, Marian, you are very professional too. It's really not easy to ask them to speak. Maybe some other time we can have another lecture.
Yes.
Let's share our ideas.
Okay.
So
to.
let's come back to this. So this will be, when we talk about the material, I will share more detailed ideas, how I build up my material.
Okay, that's back to.
All right. So, so far, any question, Poppy too? Poppy, are you still here?
Yes.
Do you have a recommend suggestion too?
No.
Okay, Marian, how about you?
Actually, that's I am curious about that. That you mentioned that about that you have the class with the student 50 minutes weekly. So that's very difficult that to achieve that what the student or the parents they expected to let the kids to learn reading or listening comprehension, or they can speak or they can write. Yes, I admit that timing is too short.
Okay, let me tell you, this is my skill too. This is very important key point. You know, let me take a look at this question from the parents' angle.
Okay.
Usually the parents, they have their budget for the payment about maybe 22. I mean, $2,200 for month, right? I designed this class into just one class for 1 week. And for my classes, they have to pay 6,800 for 10 classes. There will be 680 for one class. So you can try to do this math question and you will see this number is very close to this. So because the parents need to pay or the student need to pay the tuition, I would say that is a priority. When I set up this tuition, the numbers, I think about this question. Yeah, and I know they can afford it for these dollars because just one teacher, why not? You don't have to go to the current school and with so many students altogether. But how about from the teacher's angle? This is from the parents' angle. From the teacher's angle, we all three are the teachers. You know, if you want to go to any online teaching company, I mean, very famous online teaching companies in Taiwan, you probably only get maybe 300, 400 hour pay. This is the most I have ever heard about this price. So for this, if I'm thinking these days, and actually I'm doing this. In my group, the teacher will get this price, and the foreigner can get this price. Actually, from here to here, you can see I don't have much. This is, you know, for the foreign teachers, native speaker, I don't just give them the classes. I have to join their class too every week.
Oh, that's
And
double teacher.
yes, that is one key point to in our company too.
Uh-huh.
And besides, I were like the middle person between the native speaker and the parents. And we have some papers. For example, we have a report, and I'm the middle person to communicate with the parents. And besides, I will try to promote our native speaker as well. So
Uh-huh.
the parents will like to pay for the native speaker. And speaking of native speaker, oh, I'm sorry, I did it wrong. This is for Chinese
Yeah. How about
teachers.
the foreign teacher they will get
Foreign
from the
teacher,
10 classes?
foreign teacher tuition is here, so not this
Oh,
price.
okay.
This will be this. But you know how I do this? I give, if the parents will adopt, they take the Chinese teachers and the native teachers too. I will give them one more classes. So somehow I don't really get that much from the foreign teachers, and I do even more.
Mm.
I have a very easy concept. I just want to help the foreign teacher. At least you don't not asking me to take my money out of my pocket. I don't know if I'm speaking the right English because that was translated from Chinese. So, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you mean. And actually, that if the foreign teacher they teach, being a long time here in Taiwan, they might know a little bit Chinese. So actually, that's I know you are good intention to stay in a class with them, and so that it would be easier for that your system to communicate with the parents and keep the student. Yeah, but that means you pay a lot of energy into this foreigner teachers class as well.
I enjoy it.
Okay.
I do enjoy it. Trust me, I do enjoy it. I do like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
sometimes this really helps a lot.
Mhm.
So this is my picture for the future
Mhm.
to try to build an online class similar as reality class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if if you have some cases that you do need a foreign teacher, I might invite one or two teachers to come to try. If
Thank you.
yeah, I I heard that some of them they are seeking for online classes now.
That I would tell that part when we talk about the little helpers. That will be
Okay,
the lecture for next one.
next time.
Yeah, next time. I have a very easy concept.
Mm-hmm.
You help me, I help you. We help each other.
Mm-hmm.
That concept is very easy.